Alright, you guys read the title, saw the thumbnail. So yes, I'm milking E3 one last time, at least this year. But just since I did all the reactions, I wanted to just do one final wrap up after E3 video on things that I'm particularly excited on playing that was announced during E3. I know it's been pretty much a little over a week since E3, but there was still a little bit of news and things that usually come out a day or two after the entire E3 showcase, so I just wanted to wait a little bit just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And I already know that now that I'm recording this, tomorrow, PlayStation's gonna just drop God of War 2 trailer or some shit like that. Anyhow, I'm just gonna go in pretty much the order of the showcases, at least from the ones that had stuff I was interested in. And yes, allergies are blasting me, so I sound very congested, I'm aware. And I'm out of allergy pills and I don't feel like going to the store. So anyhow, let's get into it. So technically the week kicked off with Summer Games Fest, which isn't technically an official part of E3, but it was kind of the beginnings of everything. There was a couple indie games in there that really caught my eye, namely Sable and Solar Ash. I don't know too much about either of these games, just from their art style. They just seem right up my alley, and I just love indie games like that. Sable obviously reminds me a lot of things like Journey. To me, from the little bit of gameplay they showed, Solar Ash reminds me a lot of something like Shadow of the Colossus, but obviously a completely different art style and a lot faster paced. So those are two indie games that I'm definitely looking forward to from Summer Games Fest. Lost Ark was something that was shown, which I had never heard of, but I was literally just talking the other day to my friends about trying to find an MMO or a new MMO that was coming out to get into. And then here this trailer dropped, which apparently which apparently Lost Ark has been out for some time now in, I believe, Korea and Russia. But pretty much this was the announcement that it's coming here to the West and some other territories as well. And from what I've seen from the Korea and Russian release, it's doing really well, which is surprising because it's an Amazon game, made by the Amazon dev team, which pretty much every other Amazon game that I've heard or seen anything about is gone now. So seeing it at the showcase was my first introduction to it. So when I saw that, Amazon's making this, I pretty much wrote it off immediately. But then after looking a bit more into it, apparently it's been out for a little while and is doing really well. So, I mean, we'll see. It looks pretty cool from the trailers. I haven't really sunk my teeth that far into any MMO. I've tried a bunch of them, and I usually just play them for a little bit and hop off. So, we'll see if Lost Ark is the one to really grab me. Another thing that I quickly want to talk about is Overwatch 2. For whatever reason, they brought Overwatch onto Summer Games Fest, and they showed off a Baptiste 3D model and a model for Sombra, and that's it. I loved Overwatch 1. I don't play it anymore, but I did spend a lot of time with it at its release, so because of that I was looking forward to Overwatch 2. But throughout everything that they've shown, and with Jeff leaving Overwatch as a project in general, it's just not looking too well for Overwatch 2. I'm not expecting much from the game at this point anymore. I'd be surprised if it was good at all, to be honest, at this point. And to wrap up Summer Games Fest, the biggest news easily of Summer Games Fest, and they saved it for the end, Elden Ring. My god, Elden Ring looks so dope. All the Soulsborne fans have been waiting for just any more tidbits of knowledge on this game, and this trailer gave us a whole bunch and a release date. To admit, the only Soulsborne game I've played all the way through is Bloodborne, but because of this Elden Ring hype, I've actually been really wanting to go back and play through all of the Dark Souls, just playing the remastered versions or whatever, so I might end up doing that. So whether I end up doing that or not, Elden Ring looks amazing, and I am looking forward to it. Moving on from Summer Games Fest, now we're officially into the actual E3 stuff, starting with Ubisoft. Now, the Ubisoft showcase was pretty lackluster, and there's only pretty much three things from the Ubisoft showcase that I want to talk about. The first being Rainbow Six Extraction. This was a game that I wasn't particularly excited about, but I just wanted to see more because I do like the Rainbow Six franchise. And to be honest, it looks super, super boring. It's pretty much the Left 4 Dead formula, but super tactical and super slow, which to me is not what people want from these like survival type of zombie games, especially with things like Back for Blood coming out. I feel like there's really no good reason to play R6 Extraction compared to Back for Blood. But I don't know, maybe if you're just a super fan of that really tactical style of shooter, this would be right up your alley. But for me personally, even from just the gameplay they showed, it just looks really boring, man. Super boring and unengaging. It's just not for me. I'm still going to keep an eye on it because it is a big title, but I'm personally not really looking forward to that anymore. One thing that I wasn't expecting to come at the Ubisoft showcase, however, is Mario. We gotta look at the Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which is a sequel to the previous Mario and Rabbids game, which was a sleeper hit. It kind of came out of nowhere and turned out to be really good. There's really not much else to say about that other than that the first Mario and Rabbids game was really good, so really no reason for me to think otherwise about this one. The final thing from Ubisoft I want to talk about, which is actually the game that they ended their showcase on, was Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I did not see this coming, and seemingly no one did. We didn't get any real gameplay or sense of what this game is going to be like. All we got is a cinematic trailer. So I can't say I'm like super hype about it because, again, we don't even know what the game is about or what the game is like. But, I mean, we're getting a game in the Avatar franchise, which I think is pretty cool. Although we've been waiting God knows how many years now at this point for just another Avatar movie. So I guess people at this point will be excited about anything Avatar. But yeah, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is what Ubisoft ended on. And I'm going to keep my eye on it. Not super hype about it, again, but it's Avatar. Alright, now the next showcase was pretty much a lot of people's big day. The Xbox plus Bethesda showcase. And boy, did they come out swinging. Started out with Bethesda and Starfield. But all we got was a cinematic trailer that showed nothing other than pretty much saying, hey, this game takes place in space, which we already knew. I mean, I guess you could argue that now we have a bit of an idea on this like graphical style of the game or visual style of the game. Really, we didn't learn anything more about Starfield, so there's a cinematic trailer, I guess, if you want to watch it a bunch of times. Undoubtedly, the biggest highlight of this showcase for a lot of people was Halo Infinite. Good God, this game just looks fun, man. Now, obviously, we can't judge it or, tell because we haven't played it. This is all just trailer stuff, so you can make anything look good in a trailer. But this really just looks like a return to form for Halo. And the best thing is that the multiplayer is just free to play, which is insane. And that's the multiplayer. There isn't a free separate Battle Royale mode, and actually we haven't heard anything about any Battle Royale mode from Halo Infinite. Other than like rumors and stuff, but nothing official has come out. But yeah, we get multiplayer Halo for free, so that's pretty fucking sick. And from a lot of the things they showed off in the trailer, it really looks like they're just going all out with this, with a lot of ideas. Also just incorporating a lot of tried and true things that fans are familiar with. And all around, Halo Infinite just looks like a good time, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And in the same vein of multiplayer shooters people are looking forward to, Battlefield 2042 rolled up with a gameplay trailer. And we've already seen a bit of Battlefield 2042, so this isn't like super brand new news, but game looks great. Looks like Battlefield. There's really not much else to say other than it just looks like Battlefield being Battlefield. And from a lot of the trailers, it seems like they're really focusing on sort of player freedom, just like give you all these tools to just do whatever you want, which is kind of what Battlefield has been known for, which is awesome. It really seems like these developers are just trying to make fun games, and I mean, what more could you ask for? Forza Horizon 5 also was shown off, which as usual looks incredible. It's a Forza game. They all look amazing every time. And Forza Horizon 5 is actually taking place in Mexico, so it's super vibrant, especially when they're like showcase them driving throughout that little like city. I mean, just a Forza game, there's not much else to say. It's racing, cars. If you're a car guy like me, this looks great to you. The sleeper hit that I'm honestly most excited for from this entire showcase is an indie game called Replaced. The game just looks incredible. I've never seen pixel art in a video game look this just detailed and graphically impressive. It was even hard for me within the trailer to differentiate between what was gameplay and what was just like cutscenes or something. And it just looks awesome. I'm super excited to play Replaced. With my recent playthrough of Narita Boy, I just have this newfound appreciation for not only indie games, but just like really well done and stylized pixel art. And this just got me super excited. I was probably the most excited and hype seeing Replaced than I was seeing anything else in the Xbox showcase. And now that's all the games out the way, but the actual best part to me of the entire Xbox and Bethesda showcase is that 27 out of the 30 games they showed off are just gonna be on Xbox Game Pass day one. At least I think it's day one for all of them, if not all of them, most of them. Which, I mean, I've been telling my friends and anybody who gets a PC for a while that Xbox Game Pass is easily the best like bang for your buck. There's so many games on the Xbox Game Pass library for an incredibly reasonable price, and this is just solidifying my point. If you have a PC or an Xbox console and you don't have Xbox Game Pass, I don't know what you're doing. Buy it. Yeah, that's about it. Just buy it. Now, the next showcase was actually Square Enix, which showed off a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff that I don't particularly care about because I have not played Final Fantasy. So for me in particular, the only thing that they showed off that I actually am looking forward to is the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I was not expecting. And everything about this game looks great other than the actual gameplay, which is kind of weird to say, but the character designs and the soundtrack and just the overall like aesthetic and style of this game is incredible. They're not just trying to like take the MCU versions of the Guardians and just throw them into a video game. They have their own style of the Guardians with it still very much feeling like the essence and soul of Guardians of the Galaxy. But get this is a Guardians of the Galaxy game where you can't actually play as the Guardians of the Galaxy. You just play as Star-Lord, Peter Quill, which I feel like is a really big missed opportunity. Now you can like shout commands pretty much to the other Guardians as you're fighting, but the only character that you're actually controlling and fighting with is Star-Lord, and to me the combat here just looks really clunky, and I don't know, there's just something off about it. And since you have the 4 other Guardians that you can shout commands to and control, which slows down time, it seems like that you can just constantly be pretty much in slow motion, just shouting commands to each person over and over again and really not even playing the game yourself. I'm sure there'll be some sort of like cooldown or something, but I don't know. Fortunately, everything else, like I said about the game, looks really good, and I am looking forward to the game as a whole. I think it could be a fun time just because it seems like the writing and the story that this game has to tell is going to be entertaining. Just from a gameplay standpoint, I am a little bit skeptical. Now, the big showcase that E3 ended with was the Nintendo showcase. And to me, Nintendo won E3. Yeah, Xbox and Bethesda showed off a ton of stuff, but Nintendo really just put the meat on them, in my opinion. So Nintendo kicked it off with Kazuya from Tekken and Smash, and he looks absolutely bananas. I know a lot of people were upset that it was Kazuya, but as an actual like, fighting game fan, seeing Tekken finally come to Smash, it's just awesome, and I really want to see how they're going to incorporate all of his moves, especially after they showcased just the amount of moves he has. I really don't know how they're going to fit that onto, a Smash-style control set. Maybe they're going to give him, like, tilts inside of his freaking specials or something. I don't know, but I'll definitely be checking Kazuya out in Smash whenever he comes out. Something that I wasn't expecting was a new Mario Party. I feel like the last Mario Party game is still pretty fresh, especially since they just released the update for it, where it has like complete online play. So I was expecting them to continue to support our current Mario Party, but no, we just got an entirely new Mario Party game. I think it's called Mario Party Superstars, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. It's Mario Party, you know what to expect, and it just looks great. I think the best actual showcase from this Nintendo Direct was Metroid Dread. My god, this game looks sick. And Metroid has always been very inspired by like the Alien movies and stuff, and this really leads into that. And I mean, the game is called Metroid Dread, so they're clearly leaning into the more dark sort of tone, which I'm all for. It's been, I think, 15 years since previous 2D Metroid games. So I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this. I'm definitely looking forward to it now, having seen it. But Nintendo sure saved something pretty big. And by pretty big, I mean massive for the end. And that is a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. And I mean, I got so hyped seeing this, but in reality, we really didn't learn much about what Breath of the Wild 2 even is. I mean, obviously, it's going to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, so we kind of know what it is from playing the previous game, but we haven't really learned much more. It's kind of like a Starfield situation where they show pretty much a trailer with no gameplay. There's a little bit of gameplay there in this Breath of the Wild trailer, but it was pretty much just like running and gliding and stuff we've already seen. Either way, we finally got an actual look, even more of a look at Breath of the Wild 2, so I'm happy either way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There were a couple showcases I didn't talk about, like Devolver, the PC game show, but there wasn't really anything from those showcases that I'm particularly cared for. But I'm sure I missed some stuff, so let me know down in the comments what you guys are excited about if I didn't talk about it here, or just what you guys are excited about in general. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys in the next one.